What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. Today we're here for episode 13 of our Madden 22 Philadelphia Eagles franchise, the preseason. This is going to be the entirety of the preseason. Originally, I thought episode 13 would be the whole preseason and that week 1 game, 2 years in the making on the road against Carson Wentz, Frank Reich, and the Colts. But I feel like that's worth its own episode. I don't just want to breeze over here the preseason. There's a lot of things we can do. We have our scouts that we're going to have to decide. And I like personally playing the preseason games. I'll cut up, chop up, show you guys the highlights. But I love players that come out of nowhere. That's how you find your Quez Watkins. Guys like that. That's how you find those guys, by playing the preseason and just seeing who's good. So and there's a spoiler. I mean, if you're watching this and you did not watch the offseason videos, it's kind of your own fault at this point. But we did trade for Zach. Well, just go watch it. It's out of any franchise I've done. We're almost 10 years worth of franchise content here on YouTube. I think that goes right up there with any of them for the craziest off seasons we've had for our main channel franchise. But we have Zach Wilson, our center. He's not going to play a lot in the preseason, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to throw at least one bomb. Utilize that 95 throw power. At least see it in one of these 3 games. We want to be, healthy for sure. But like an example would be like RB2 depth. Like what if, man, Jordan Howard or Hayward or Jason Huntley, whoever these guys, when they maximize their snaps in the preseason. Like, I just think I've done that before last year with Jason Huntley in Madden, where it's like, if one of these guys crushes, one of these guys, constantly is getting 7-8 yards a carry, I'm gonna give them more playing time. If they can put some highlights, they can put some good film on, I'll give them an opportunity. Like for here, I mean, I'm not gonna say Quez and Avante are kind of there, but let's be honest, Jalen Reagor, this Benson guy, CJ Benson, the burner that we drafted at UCF, 95 speed, if he's the dude that's going to make some plays for us, if he's the guy who's making ridiculous one-handed catches, he's going to move up the depth chart. And these are the players that can make or break some like J.D. Scott, the 6'7 rookie with 89 acceleration, 88 speed, 88 agility. If this guy is absolutely unstoppable, we could have, a guy that's going to not necessarily take Dallas Goedert's spot, but force us to run 2 tight end sets. So same goes again on the defensive side. If there's an edge rusher that gets hot, if Derek Barnett outplays Brandon Graham, that could adjust here on the depth chart just a little bit. Same goes to your defensive tackle. Like, we have Brandon Graham at D-tackle. He plays a little D-tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles in real life. But then we get the linebackers. We just re-signed Eric Wilson, but can Jalen Smith, who kind of came in as a starter, but then we found this monster in the draft, Damian Hughes. But Jalen Smith is guys looking for some playing time. Maybe he makes a couple plays in the preseason game, gets a couple interceptions, gets a couple turnovers. So that is what we are going to do. I'm going to play all 3 of the preseason games. I'm playing them all. And I will just show you guys the highlights from each one of these games. And then we will set everything up when this episode is all done, when the dust is settled, for a very, very fun week 1 game against the Indianapolis Colts and Carson Wentz. First, we get the Hall of Fame induction. I'm going to watch this. Usually, for me, I'm going to mute this because I don't know. Half the time this stuff gets copyright claimed. But usually, man, it freaking glitches my game. When I watch it, it's like, disconnect from servers or whatever. And actually, we got out of there fairly well. Weekly strategy. Let's do this next. This is fairly easy. I'm not so concerned for the preseason, but I do want to set our 3 focus players. And I will prioritize kind of finishing out that coaching tree so that we can get 6 focus players. But I feel like right now, David Olmos, #1 player in the draft. Damian Hughes, #5 overall player in the draft. Those guys there for sure. They're going to play a lot, but also give me that extra squeeze. And I feel like Zach Wilson at this point, why not? I think, balls to the wall to make Zach Wilson succeed in any and every way possible. So that's good for us. Make sure that there's no injuries. Last thing you want is a preseason injury because, come on, of course. Zach McPherson, depth corner, ACL sprain. Jesus. What do we got on the offense? Nothing. Come on, nothing. Like, I don't want to see, like, a Devontae Smith. All right, so our, corner 6, Zach McPherson, rookie, second-year player now. He was a rookie out of, where is he? Texas Tech? Formerly Penn State. He picked up a little bit of an injury. That's fine. Who busted their ass here week 1? It is Jason Huntley, who is, I don't even think, currently dressed on our team. I like that selection. He was a beast. New Mexico State, dual threat, catch the ball, can run the ball. We'd like to keep him on the team, even practice squad. I guess scouting? Let's take a look at our scouts. So for a scouting team, you get a 3 scout, a 2 scout, and then you finish out the rest with 1s. For our 3 scout, I'm looking at all these spots. It's like they're not positions that I'm overly thrilled with having my top scout be an expert in. I think right now it's between Richard Seymour and Johnny Rose at wide receiver. I feel like at wide receiver, as much as I love Quez Watkins, as much as we're trying to make things work with Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith is still the only wide receiver that has a dev trait So I feel like out of all these positions, we went heavy on the linebacker. We're good at QB, we think. Safety, you know, again, I like my safeties. We could look at free safety as well, but strong safety, we're good. We got Amos. So I don't really want either one of these guys that are safety experts. We're good at running back. Offensive line is solid. So it comes D-tackle. And I guess you could say that Fletcher Cox can up there. It depends what we got at tier 2. Do we have a D-tackle at tier 2? Because if we don't have a D-tackle expert at tier 2, which we don't, okay, we're going to do that. Because we can grab our wide receiver tier 2. We can get Marcus Colston. Absolutely want him on my scouting staff. Great New Orleans Saint. One of the greatest wide receivers New Orleans Saints ever had. We'll get Richard Seymour, another former player, D-tackle. And then we got to get a couple singles here. I think we should look at, again, okay, we can look at this one, free safety, because that is a position we want to just cover all our bases here. So we'll get Joe Russell. I think we could also use a tier 1 scout at corner. I think our corners could always have a little bit more depth. Would love it they have a second specialty, but right now we have Tariq Atkins, Jeremy Lewis. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, so I'll just get Jeremy Lewis. And I'm trying to, like, edge rusher, maybe? Like a corner, D-end. We don't need offensive line. We don't need tackles. I think at this point, yeah, corner. Tier 1, we can't get a tier 1 corner. That sucks. Left tackle, right tackle, not worried about it. Yeah, I guess we'll go DM. We have Lulu Hernandez. Oh, definitely, I'm getting Lulu Hernandez. You know that chick slaps. So here's our scouting staff. All positions that I think we could be better at, want to prioritize during the draft. Richard Seymour, great D tackle. We got Marquise Colston, great wide receiver. Lulu Hernandez, defensive ends. Joe Russell in the secondary, and Jeremy Lewis in the secondary. So I think that kind of covers all our bases for our scouting staff. And yeah, let's go, man. Let's make sure we can crush this draft and hopefully diversify a little bit so not all of our information is tied to one position like it was last year with the quarterback spot. There we go. First preseason game is rainy. This is our first look at Zach Wilson. Like Philadelphia Eagles uniform, number 12. Give him a drive or two. Show off the arm in front of the home fans. Get the link rocking. All right, 3rd and 10. Let's see what we got. Zach Wilson's rainy. It's not going to be a game that we're going to get a true read at just how good the arm talent is. But look at that. Absolute dart to Dallas. God, there's flames coming off of that. Insane. Insane. And yes, this is on all Madden. I don't want to just have fun and play in the preseason and run it up. I want to see how these guys perform on the difficulty we're actually going to play with. And those are back-to-back insane throws that we weren't making with Jalen Hurts a year ago. Throw on the run, awkward motion. That's what you do. You can get away with that with 95 throw power. Whew, what a catch. Challenging in the preseason? Fuck off. Who challenges in the preseason? That's what we do. That's what we do. If you're gonna challenge in the preseason, I'm gonna feed my RB1 in the preseason. It's a great play. It's a fantastic play. Jordan Howard gets the block, and Miles Sanders does the rest. I feel like that could be an interesting role for Jordan Howard. Put him in there at fullback. As long as he wants to be a willing blocker, man, he might have a great chance of making the 53. Okay. Okay, who's that? That's Kavon Wallace and Javon Hargrave getting there on the second. Again, Kavon Wallace, one of the few guys on this team that truly can play himself from a depth spot to a starter position if he has a killer preseason. Love that blitz. Here we go. We got Jalen Hurts out there, man. Again, like, do we trade Jalen Hurts? Do we keep him as a good backup? Look at that, man. He can operate the offense. Dak Prescott is just a slightly less poor Jalen Hurts. Keyshawn Johnson gets the touchdown. Thing of beauty. CJ Benson on the slants. 95 speed. UCF. UCF Knights. Uncrowned national champions 2019. Beautiful. Beautiful. UCF. 95 speed. I should just make him number 95. That's the only thing I remember about him. Well, let's go Kenny G. Look, Benson gets blocks. He blocks for Kenny G to go to the touch, get the touchdown untouched. All right, Benson getting bonus points. Let's go, boy. 6-7. Burner. That's a clean preseason game. That's a debut of Kellen Moore trying to install the offense here. 28-10 over the Patriots. Had some big-time performers. I did just play the moments on this first game, because everyone knows it's usually that third preseason game that matters. But Jalen Hurts, pretty good. I did not throw that interception, so that's washing my hands of that. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. 4-9 for Zach Wilson. Running the ball, 119 yards and a touchdown for Gainwell. 51 for Miles Sanders. 7 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown for Benson, which is great. Keyshawn Johnson had a touchdown as well. And on the defensive side, Tay Gowan, leading tackler. Jalen Smith, 2 TFLs, 2 sacks. Okay. Half sack there. We got the sack for Alexander Glass, the outside linebacker. Interception for Amos. Love seeing that. Well, blocking. Who absolutely... Did anyone, shit the bed here? Give a bunch of sacks? No sacks given up. Outstanding job. All facets. Great. It's preseason or not. We'll call it a practice. Glorified scrimmage. Kellen Moore is undefeated as an Eagles coach. I will say this. Out of intrigue, complete intrigue, I'm going to throw Jalen Hurts up on the trade block. The plan is right now, we might as well do this. Make it less awkward. Okay, let's just make it less awkward. We're just going to get this through. It's not going to be awkward. Professionals. We're professionals about this. Okay? Went through it in college. You can go through it now. I just want to see what the market looks like for Jalen Hurts. My plan right now, injuries happen. And, it'd have to be the right price. Someone would have to, in my opinion, overpay for me to want to move on from Jalen Hurts. Because I think he's a terrific backup to have coming off the bench. I think if I'm personally building an NFL team, a quarterback like Jalen Hurts is what I want for a backup. I want a backup that if it comes in, because your game plan's shot anyway, I want a QB that can still kind of operate your game plan. Obviously not as good as your starter, but I feel like you want a scrambler. You want a guy that can improvise with plays when there's mistakes, when there's brain farts, because he's not the starter. I want him to be a tough assignment for the opposing team's defense. Just throw a complete wild card back there. All I think back is when the Vikings won the game, used Joe Webb against the Eagles. It was a game I canceled. It was on a Tuesday. Philly just could not stop Joe Webb. He literally just kept scrambling. They're like, what the hell is this? We weren't planning for this. I feel like you get a little bit of that with Jalen Hurts. So that is my plan there. But if they want to overpay, if you want to overpay for him, we're open. We're open to listening to any and all bidders. But as it stands right now, I'm very comfortable keeping Jalen Hurts on this roster. And we're going to go ahead, try to go undefeated in this preseason. And next up, Kansas City Chiefs. I did also want to look, I just see who's on the trade block. Didn't see that coming. Do they have another quarterback? I mean, we'll find that out week 1. Carson Wentz just chilling there on the trade. I mean, there's some decent QBs. If I didn't move on from Jalen Hurts, I think I would have been all over Kellen Mond. Running back room, Kareem Hunt. I mean, we're good at running back, even though I would love Tony Pollard in our backfield. I'm very content with what we have. At wide receiver, Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's a beast. Very lucky man. So that way. His girlfriend, Mint. Denzel Mims. I actually thought about slotting in Denzel Mims for the trade for Zach Wilson. But, he did say some not favorable things about the Philadelphia Eagles. And, he definitely has busted up. But again, we're good at wide receiver right now. We have our own issues in terms of trying to develop our guys. So right now, not overly interested in the wide receivers, even though they're interesting names. Tight ends, we're good. O-line as it stands. I'm not seeing... we don't need to make a trade with how our roster is constructed, especially on that D-line. I'm good with the D-line. Linebackers, there's always room to get better. Bring, reuniting Jordan Hicks. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. But, we'll pay attention to the wire. Maybe some of these guys are just on the trade block. Then teams know that they're going to cut them and release them. We could look at maybe bringing them back up on our practice squad or something like that. Got the Canadian Ben St-Juste at corner. That'd always be cool to bring in. A couple corners that I do like across the league. Have Edwards, who's a guy that was on the trade block. We decided to go with Devin Bush over Mike Edwards last year. Another opportunity to potentially bring him in at free safety, strong safety. Again, there's just, it's just not much there, but very surprising to see Carson Wentz here on the trade block. Makes me think they got another quarterback. Weren't making those throws last year. My God. I'm so happy with where my team's going. Holy shit. What a fucking ball. Pardon my French. weren't hitting those last year. I think Quay's very happy that we've changed quarterbacks. All right, this one here looks pretty obvious. Dallas Goedert. Throw it about the midway through the S on the Chiefs. That's where we want. Big boy football. Big boy football. Midway through the S. Exactly what we wanted. Second touchdown of the game here. It's preseason, but Zach Wilson looks a lot better than Patrick Mahomes. Punt. That was an arm punt. Oh, okay. Whoever that was at safety. Better angles needed. I think we had the jump there on Kelsey. Just misread it. That's the guy I really want to go to. He has a step. Jalen Hurts makes the throw. Benson got that home run speed up to the 2-yard line. 86 making plays. Go Kenny G. Kenny G ties this one up. Oh, there we go. Derek Barnett. Don't know why we still have a starter in the fourth quarter. Well, it's because it's Derek Barnett needs to earn these reps. Oh, it's behind him, but Benson is doing everything to play a lot of snaps as a rookie. He's been very impressive this whole preseason. Getting open, plenty of speed, great hands. Oh, Kenny G went in regulation. Kenny G went broken tackles. I was a little bit worried because I don't really want to kick an iced field goal to win this one. Kenny Gainwell breaks multiple tackles. Way too good to be playing this late in the quarter. That's what happens in the preseason, though. These are all guys, most of them bubble guys from the Chiefs, got to get released. Multiple broken tackles, Kenny G. I love him. And there you go. 2-0. Big Red. Can't believe it. I guarantee he doesn't want to lose to the Eagles, preseason or not. 28-21. Big run from Kenny Gainwell was play of the game for us. I mean, 2 touchdowns, arm punt, interception for Zach Wilson. Felt very good. That touchdown to Quez. I'm excited. 69 yards, 2 touchdowns for Kenny G receiving. Quez Watkins, 79 yards and a touchdown. We got Benson here, 85 yards. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man, from this kid. Jalen Reagor might need to be looking over his shoulder. Okay? Might need to be. Amos, the first, just crushing it. What a debut. Interception in his first ever game. 10 tackles, a TFL in his second game. We got something special there. Barnett, 2 TFLs and a sack. Hargrave, a TFL and a sack as the Philadelphia Eagles move to 2-0 in the preseason. Just rolling. Go to the second preseason game. 1 week, Jalen Hurts been on the trade block. No offers. I'm going to say I'm kind of surprised. I thought someone, but I guess with Carson Wentz and some other quarterbacks there, maybe they can be looking at that. But we have a camp standout, and it's David Amos, the #1 overall pick. Where has he improved the most? We will say his man coverage, because it wasn't actually the best. But, I mean, he's been impressive. I like that this actually kicked in, because he has absolutely crushed it for his first 2 games. He got a +5 man coverage boost. I picked that in particular because I think his man coverage was kind of low. So let's see what kind of boost we just got there. I mean, +5 man coverage, that's going to be at least, that's like probably an overall point. Yeah, he's up to an 81 now, just from that one scenario. What we got? Zone 72, and his man, where's it? Am I blind? 83. Actually, I needed his zone to go up a little bit. Okay, so he went from 78 to an 83 on his man coverage. Happy with that, man. Block shedding could come up. We'll love him to be a little bit bigger of a hitter in terms of like development. I mean, that will just come with time. But man, gad. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, +5 man coverage. David Amos, every bit the all-star. I mean, I'm hoping that this guy's superstar X Factor. But I will say this: he's so good across the board. Already an 81 overall. If it's star, you can't really be too bummed out about it. Last game of the preseason. Let's just get out of it healthy. For the mile, might as well go. It's the preseason. Let's see what we got. We got Derwin Johnson. Why is this Johnson guy? Whatever, it's the preseason. Shouldn't be in there. Benson deserved the reps. Boom. Dallas Goedert behind the defense. Gets behind Davis. Breaks a tackle. There we go. That's what we need. Right before halftime. Give the backups a little bit of juice to try to finish out this undefeated preseason. Undefeated. We got one more to go. These guys suck. These depth guys are terrible. I might have to keep J.J. Arthega Whiteside. You got power up against his former team. You might want to make a play. 6-7. You want to make a play? Or how about Jalen Hurts? Just stiff arm that dude. There we go. Chris Rumpf the second gets stiff arm to oblivion. Hurts pulls one back. Okay, we got one more chance to make a play. JJ catches this touchdown. He makes our roster. How about that? You didn't get any separation. Doesn't matter. And you know what they say. Teams that go undefeated in the preseason, they never do anything in the regular season. So, 2-1. I don't know why that Johnson guy, Keyshawn Johnson, kept playing. Very weird decision there by the coach. Coach maybe it was the OC, made the audible there. But Zach Wilson continued, played very impressive. 10 of 21, which is not great. About 159 yards, touchdown, no picks. Pretty good. Running the ball. Kind of non-existent. Jalen Hurts did have the scrambling touchdown there. Damn. I'll tell you right now, that Johnson guy, even though he made a couple catches, if JJ's putting up 100 yards in his final game, like that's the one game JJ shows up every year, is the last game before cuts. He's gonna be like, hey, remember me over DK Metcalf? Dallas Goedert there with a good game. So yeah, that's good knowing. You know, gonna make some cuts here. Defensively, Bush made a bunch of plays, bunch of TFLs, 2 TFLs for Fletch, sack for Brandon Graham. It would have been nice to go undefeated in the preseason, but it's usually a bad omen historically to go undefeated in the preseason. So it's cuts time. I think this should be fairly easy, but maybe it could be difficult. Got Mac McCain. I actually liked him at a call, so we'll put him on the practice squad. I like Wendell Russell was one of our draft picks. Throw him on the practice squad. Marlon T. I mean, I'm pretty sure we have worse cuts. Like Jack Stoll. You can go on the practice squad. Sean Bradley. 87 speed. Yeah, that's quick for a linebacker. 240. Practice squad for you. Patrick Johnson. Let's free up a spot. We got to free up some spots here. Teron Jackson, free up a spot. Pat Maynard just drafted you. We have Raekwon Williams, D-tackle. Let's free up a spot. We need one more. We can just throw Pat Maynard, the safety. A little underwhelmed with his draft selection. Coming out like 62, whatever that was overall. Throw him on the practice squad. Now it's actually one of the better spots. We're going to sim from this week to week 1. Fill out the rest of our practice squad. Fill out the rest of our roster. Maybe there's a couple real nice looking players that are stashed on opposing teams' practice squads that we can poach. And then we'll just kind of wrap everything up for that week 1 game against the Colts. So for the roster, we currently have 7 on our practice squad. I moved Zach McPherson and Jason Huntley there so we could sign 3 dudes from free agency. And it opened up 3 spots. I cut Johnson just out of principle from the wide receiver room. So we have 3 spots on the open roster, 3 spots on the practice squad. Let's do a lot. Let's figure it out right now. Let's fill it out. So we have free agents. These are guys that we can bring to our practice squad. We're looking for 3. Let's make sure they're eligible for the practice squad. We got, yep, tell you that right now. Actually, I just want to sign him to the regular roster, but I can't. Put him in the practice squad, then we can promote him from the practice squad. I don't know what else we got here. Some interesting names for sure. I mean, given the fact that we have 3 spots, let's take Asi, the tight end. He was a decently high draft pick from the Patriots. And I'll take, honestly, Afredy Jennings. Move him to defensive end. Why not? And as it stands, we have negative salary cap as we roll into the year. So we're not actually going to be able to fill out those 3 spots on our team right now. I don't even know if they're going to let us play the first game. But you know what I want to do? I wonder if it'll let me do that right now. Can I promote... Now that I signed him to the practice squad, I want Denzel Mims. I'm all about that. A little bit of a career resurrection. Haven't been overly impressed with Jalen Reagor so far. You put her. Jesus. Got to clear $3 million. Do we have an obvious cut here that we're gonna have to make for $3 million? Maybe Seumalo? Zach Wilson, absolutely. Yeah, I think we're going to have to move on from just to give us wiggle room for this season. If we get rid of Seumalo, that's going to free up. I mean, he's okay depth. He's not exceptional. I have Landon Dixon starting at left guard over him. So let's free him up. That gives us a little more wiggle room. So right now, I want to promote Denzel Mims to our active roster. And... yeah, I think that's pretty much all we can do. And hopefully we don't have an injury to Landon Dickerson. Because I essentially just flipped guard depth in Isaac Seumalo to just have a what-if potential scenario here in Denzel Mims. Because I think right now, Devontae Smith, Rager, Quez Watkins, Mims, and then you go all the way down there. I think Benson earned more than enough playing time from that preseason performances. You know, JJ and Hightower Khan on the outside looking in, but we got Mims. That's kind of cool. Even though he did say bad things about Philly, everyone can change. People can change. Even though he was a piece of shit in the past, people can change. If you know, you know. And I think that's about it. I don't know. You know, I want to save the camp down. Talking about Amos, we'll say that for the first episode. I don't know how I'm going to break this down. That first episode could be juicy enough just to play that one Colts game. Maybe we play two. Maybe we do a doubleheader. The pacing of this series is something I have yet to truly figure out where I want to do. How do I just want to stick with one game per week? Sometimes do one, sometimes do two. You know, surprise. I don't know. What do you guys like it? Do you guys like it if there's one game and more gameplay, or two games just to, you know, pick up the pace of the series a little bit? Truly looking for feedback in the comments on that. But we are now ready to go. Injury-free preseason for the most part. Got a brand new quarterback who felt good. That one touchdown to Quez Watkins is all I need to see from Zach Wilson to be like, yeah, that's what I want out of my quarterback. And I'm very excited to see where we can go with Zach Wilson. I've yet to actually throw an interception with him, so that's good. That's yet to happen. That's yet to be recorded. And we're going to try to keep that way for as many games as we possibly can. We have, obviously, Miles Sanders, now a superstar, getting ready for a full season as a superstar running back. He was incredible last year. I assume he's only going to reach new heights. We had Devontae Smith, 1,000 yards as a rookie. What can he do as a repeat performance? Now with a quarterback with an actual cannon, can we have big deep plays with Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, Denzel Mims, Benson? Are these guys going to be able to go downfield? I'm not really worried about the offensive line kind of holding together. Defensive end, it'll be interesting to see how the defensive ends play out this year. Between Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, and Josh Sweat, three defensive ends that, in reality, kind of want them on the field a lot. Fletcher Cox was dominant last year. Can he maintain that level of dominance? Same with Javon Hargrave. Got most of his stats last year in real life, like when we started the season live, right? 16 TFLs, 8 sacks. I think he had I would say at least 60 to 70% of that before we started this thing. I think he had 6 sacks and something like, 8, 9 TFLs, somewhere in that range. So I didn't get to maintain the level of Javon Hargrave's in real life play in this franchise. I wonder if I can do it here. Linebacking core, Eric Wilson, Hughes. You have Devin Bush, Jalen Smith making some plays. So we're deep at linebacker. Has some depth at linebacker, which we haven't had in years past. Corners are looking solid. Hopefully there's no injuries. We don't have to test the depth at our corner room because I like our 3. I like Slay, Nelson, and Maddox. Other than that, though, we have Josiah Scott, Gowan, who's a player that we received from the Cardinals in the Zach Ertz trade. I hope our depth isn't tested at corner. Safety, we have Trey Flowers. Again, we could. Trey Flowers is a converted corner. So if our depth does get tested, maybe we move Trey Flowers back to corner for a couple games, and we go Kavon Wallace, David Amos at that safety. So we do have some flexibility when it comes back there. Flowers kind of like Jalen Mills. That's what Jalen Mills would do. He'd play safety, and we have to move him to corner. We could have all our draft picks, which is great. And, there's our practice squad. Nothing too crazy, nothing too snazzy. It's a solid practice squad. And ultimately, this roster, very excited for it. I am genuinely intrigued about what we're going to do in real play when the games matter. Zach Wilson, is he going to turn his career around, make the Jets regret selecting Randy Gray out of Michigan? Second round, and then moving on, giving up, making Zach Wilson Josh Rosen 2.0. Well, you know who can prevent that whole scenario? Right now it is. Right now, Zach Wilson is that draft first-round pick, move on from the next season. He is in that exact same company of Josh Rosen. The only person that can prevent Zach Wilson from becoming Josh Rosen is Zach Wilson. He needs to go out here, prove right away that there's a reason why he was drafted number 2 overall in the 2021 draft. And luckily, he's doing it in a much better color green for the Philadelphia Eagles. Only want to leave this in closing because I saw him on the trade block. As we get ready for this Colts matchup, just because there's no false hype. Is Carson Wentz still there? They got Jameis Winston. That's stupid. But, we've seen dumber things. We've seen teams with Justin Herbert at quarterback, draft quarterback. So a little bit of air out the window of the sails there because we're not going up against Carson Wentz, but it is what it is. I can only control what I control. It's a very good team, 83 across the board. So that is it for today's episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Probably a very quick turnaround. I might actually have this next episode out to you guys tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Very, very close to 150K on the channel. When we hit that, that'll be amazing. Likes, thumbs up on the video very much helps out the videos in the YouTube algorithm. Would love to shoot for 1,000 likes on today's video, and I will see you guys back here on the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace out.